Well, good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, the 15th of March. Is it the Ides of March? I think today is the Ides of March at Tuesday. It's about 10 o'clock. Well, what time? I'm so on top of my life right now. It's about 9:55, so it's almost 10. Today, I'm going to take you with me on how I'm going to reset my work life for quarter two. It isn't quite quarter two yet, but I did the HB90 bootcamp already. Technically, it's next week, but I just went through it on my own because this was the week I had the time to do that. I want to update my Kanban board. I want to clean my office. My office is a hot fucking mess. I need to get my planner updated, and so on and so forth. And I thought I would take you along with me for the ride. All of my goals in quarter one for work were focused on kind of resetting and gathering information on how my life is going to look when I'm on dialysis and working. And to be real, I don't really have a great sense of that yet. I'm still in the middle of it. The vibe I'm going for in quarter two is to both get back to painting. I have a lofty goal of finishing a new series of fuckery flowers for holidays this year. Not getting them ready to sell, but just getting them painted, as well as continuing my work on courses and continuing to publish content, although a piece of it is going to be figuring out if I need to pull back on some of that content or not. Like, do I need to reduce a video a week or something? I posted a vlog last week. It's a little heart to heart. I'll leave it linked below. That I kind of go into more thoughts on that. I wasn't able to really answer that question when I went through the boot camp because I'm not quite sure yet. So that is definitely something, chances are you'll see some changes over the next quarter, but that's something I'm going to be working on. I already have my goals set. I already have my tasks figured out. It's all in Notion, and I'm going to create all my Post-it notes today along with everything else. But ultimately what I want to say is that, sorry, doing this vlog style and my fucking arm just has, got weak little Tyrannosaurus arms today. Ultimately, I did come out of this quarter with information, which was my entire goal. So this next quarter is going to be about strategizing and planning and potentially pivoting or changing things, as well as painting. Those are my two big priorities. Is like when it comes to the content side of things, yeah, maintain the content, but I also want to really figure out how I'm going to proceed while I'm on dialysis, as well as getting back into painting a full collection. I'm feeling creatively inspired. I think that this is possible. So why don't we head down to the basement? I will show you the shambles that is my office, and then I will take you into the flat lay so that we can get my planner updated before I move on to the other parts of my process. So here is the situation. Garbage. That needs to go upstairs, and the kids brought this downstairs forgetting that I just reorganized where we put our luggage, just a bunch of random shit. We did get the new dialysis supplies shelf put in. So these two are all dialysis supplies. I'm getting my next delivery next week. This stuff all needs to get put away. My desk is a goddamn hot mess. My back desk is a goddamn hot mess. It's a fucking mess. Plus I've got this cord management stuff, so I can hopefully clean up some of this. I thought I would show you my weekly planner first because there is a few things on here that make sense, like reset my office, but I also have a nail appointment at 2:30. So if you see my nails change in this video, then that's why. I'm hoping that before my nail appointment, I will be done with everything on this, like this right here. So we have update work planner, update Kanban board, clean and reset office. If I get all three of those things done before 2:30, then when I come back, I can film my plan with me for next week because I need to potentially get that done today. So I'm gonna push this out of the way and I'm gonna pull my work planner over. This is not gonna be like a full-blown setup. I'm just gonna update it. I'll be doing my work planner setup for April and you'll get to get a flip through there. But what I want to do is set up this quarterly page, quarter two. So here's where we currently are with quarter one. And so I just need to do, I think I want to keep a similar layout, but the difference is I want to make an assumption of how many time blocks I think I'm going to work that day. And then, because what I'm doing here is just tracking actual time blocks. What I want to do in the second quarter is divide it in half and have estimated time blocks, and I'll estimate them maybe at the beginning of each week, and then at the other side, actual time blocks. A big thing that happened this last quarter was that, and you can see it here in some of these monthlies, in January, I tended to stick to my schedule of Fridays and Saturdays off and working most other days while I was going to the center for dialysis. But once I started doing it at home, we wound up having a lot more random off days. So I'm still not sure how my quote schedule is going to look. I know I work for myself and I can set my own schedule, but I tend to be very much somebody who kind of sticks in the same lane. And so change is not something I'm very good at. I think, do I want to use these same colors or do I want to pick a different set of colors? I kind of want to go back to the Cricut Paper Co stickers since I haven't been using those this month. Hold please. All right, I grabbed my Cricut Paper Co stickers and then these washies. I know this one is Cricut. I think they're both, yeah. These might have both come from the same 2022 advent calendar. So one thing I've been loving, well not loving, and it's a little hard on the like really thin Toma River paper, is to just stretch my washi tape across both pages so that it stays even, and then just use the side of my palette knife to cut. This did not do a very good job cutting it today, but normally it looks really good. The key here is to be careful with the paper because it'll start to like crinkle and bunch up if you're not like very like gentle with how you're smoothing it. Smooth. I'm basically just copying where I put the washi tape. Because, and I think I'm gonna maybe divide each of these sections as well. Just because I really like this one. This like starry kind of tealy sort of situation. I like this color. God, my nails are fucking, like I don't get them cut. I don't get them done very long. I have hard nails on and at this point they are all under my, like on top of my natural nails. I don't think I have any like extension gel, which is not, if you've never gotten hard gel, they don't do tips. They just build it on top of your nail. But it's all my nail. My nails are just very flaky. And so getting my nails done is actually something that's very helpful to me when when I'm trying not to chew on them or whatever, but when they're at the end of the 3 weeks, they're usually a little bit more unwieldy for me to manage. So I'm covering up these like months right here, April, May, June, because even though I am using the April, May, June here, I'm using this for my 3 different goals for the quarter, not my, not individual months. So covering it up is a-okay. Plus I'm going to be sticking a sticker on there as well. It's just, let's add a little extra pizzazz, shall we? I also am going to add, and this is something I might talk about more in the April video and probably in my upcoming favorites video, but I want to just say that I am really loving using this Sterling Ink Common Planner for work. I still haven't figured out the weeks as much as I would like to, but like for the months, the quarters, and the days, it has been working out fabulously. And I'm just so excited because while I love the HB90 system, it has been a little bit of a process to try and figure out how to use it in a way that like makes sense to me. Like I've had to work with different planners and shit to incorporate the system. And this planner is thus far, like I think maybe the first one with the HB90 system that I have fully been on board with just moving right into for the next quarter as opposed to making a change. So yay, there we go. Stickers. So we've got focus and then goal 1, 2, and 3. So there's 8 squares in each of these columns. So I'm just going to divide it in half and I'm going to see if I've still got it in me for my straight lines without a ruler. Although I will say, if you want to do that, you do it by moving your arm, not your wrist. 1, 2, 3, 4. With a fountain pen, no less. Hell yeah. It's not perfect, but nobody said perfection was a requirement. 1, 2, 3, 4, As a matter of fact, I kind of like it when it's not totally perfect. It makes it look more real and less created by AI, which I am convinced is fucking Skynet. It's fucking Terminator 2, you guys. It's coming to life. I'm gonna let that dry for a second. And while that's drying, I'm going to fill in my focus for the quarter and my goals. I've got my focus, which is to get back into creating while making strategic decisions. Goal number 1 is to create content for my social channels in order to increase my revenue, with a side quest of making decisions related to content frequency, style, etc. Goal number 2 is simple: paint fuckery 3. And then goal number 3 is to take and implement a couple of courses. On the other side, I've got estimated time blocks and actual time blocks for each of these columns. So I'll put them for each day. And then at the bottom, I will add up how many I thought I was going to work and how many I actually worked. And then I'll continue on my monthly layout to track how many in each category for each goal I'm working. The one thing I didn't do is actually track when I ended dialysis on each day. I just marked whether it was a dialysis day or not. What I have started to do in my planner is keep kind of a dialysis diary. I was needing a good place for that. There wasn't a lot of room in my planner, my personal planner, and it occurred to me that it would be nice to kind of keep an eye on what happened in dialysis that day in my work planner, because that impacts what I get done that day for work. All right, now that I've got this figured out, let's take a look at my Kanban board. It's looking pretty good. We've got my to-do, in progress, and finished. What I think I'm gonna do, because even though normally I don't reset my Kanban board until the start of the new quarter, I think what I'm gonna do, because I have so few things left, is I'm going to move these things to the wall and start setting up the new Kanban board just to get it ready to go so I can hit the ground running. Change of plans. They're not sticking to the wall. I have a big poster frame that I haven't actually put anything in yet, so I think I'll just stick them to that for right now and lean it up against my bookcase. I have them now just in order of when they're going to get completed, and I'll just toss them. So the progress I'll see will no longer be the finished pile. It'll just be the line of Post-its decreasing. I'll give you a quick look at my Notion. It's not fully set up yet though, but that's where I've got all my tasks already figured out. So here's my projects. And then in the projects, if I click on one of them, you can see the tasks get pulled in that go with each project. So that's where I'm going to work for right now. I've got these Post-its. I don't remember what the color palette is, but I like the pastel versions of them. I was using the bright ones for a long time. I wish Post-it notes had more easily available Post-its in this size. I think it's the 2x3 size, because these work really great on the Kanban board. The bigger sizes with more colors just don't fit based on how many things I do. Anyway, also, I've said this before, I'll say it again. If you're gonna do a Kanban board and you're gonna use Post-it notes, I highly suggest using Post-it brand Post-it notes, because they stick so much better than any of the generic brands. And then I've just got this Pilot Finito porous point pen, because that's what I felt like using today. So the colors I'm using, the pink is for my content goal, the yellow is for my art goal, and then the kind of tealy greeny blue is for my learning goal. And I'm going to start there because those are the tasks that I see first on my Notion. Now, when it comes to my fuckery flowers, I actually have a few things I'd like to do this quarter to prepare for them. So I'm actually going to do those first and just throw them up underneath the yellow Post-its that already exist on the wall. So a big piece of what I need to do before the end of this quarter is to make a final decision on what I'm going to be painting. So I'm not going to actually create the Post-it notes for my art goal yet until I get that done in another week or so, purely because I don't want to just put painting 1, painting 2. What I'd like to put is the name of the flower I'm painting. So I haven't decided on that yet. So when I decide on that, that's when I'll get all the projects updated. But it'll basically be 12 paintings. For each painting, there will be a sketch Post-it, a paint post-it, a finishing touches post-it. And that's it. I'm not going to be doing scanning or anything like that. So there'll be 3 times 12, so 36 post-it notes. But each of those represents quite a bit of time. The way I do my content post-it notes has always been that for videos and shit, I just put the date of the video and then the tasks I run in my task management system. So it's going to be Notion right now, but normally before it was ClickUp. And what I would do is I would just change the status based on what I was doing, whether I was editing or whether I was filming or whether I was drafting or whatever. So I don't like having that many. I would have a billion post-its. I tried that before. It's a little overwhelming. So I just put each video, each live stream, each segment of patron work, not all of the tasks associated with each of those, but just the overall thing, because I do usually finish each of those in a week. Okay, so the office is cleaned up, my goals are done, my Kanban board is set, and I think I'm good for this next quarter. The only thing I did not do is cord management, but I realized it's going to be really difficult to do when my camera's hooked up because there's a bunch of extra cords that don't live there all the time. And I think I want Jesse's help. He is a fucking savant at it, and so I think having his help will be really helpful. So I think I'm going to end this here. Let me know in the comments below. What do you do to reset? Do you clean your desk off? Do you reset your planner? What do you do to reset for work specifically or for life? And if you're interested in seeing how I reset on a weekly or a monthly basis in my house, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, friends, peace.